financial year, we will vacate our positions as premiers and as MEC. The NEC further discussed January 8 statement and reflected on key tasks on the year ahead. And this task will give effect to the important decisions taken at the national conference, including amongst them the resolution to strengthen the movement and modernize the way we function, both as a liberation movement and as an electoral party. We also agreed on the urgent need to bring together government, labor, business, and communities in a social pact to accelerate economic growth and job creation. And the NEC was emphatic that we must urgently implement the resolution to pursue expropriation of land without compensation, with due regard to safeguarding and growing the agricultural sector and ensuring food security. President Cyril Ramaphosa will elaborate on this task when he delivers the NEC statement tomorrow. And over the last couple of weeks, the ANC has been hard at work, engaging our people in various communities, localities, and in organized sectors. And the national officials, led by the President, embarked on a pilgrimage to reconnect with the founding leaders of the ANC, as well as various kings and queens of our people. And I'm sure by now you know that we visited various places where we laid wreaths to former President of ANC Oliver Tambo, Dube Seme, Josiah Gumede, and Albert Lutuli. And we have also paid courtesy visits to their Majesties King Goodwill Zwelithini and Zolakhe Sikau, and Dalindebo and Queen Nolozi Sandile. And this is a continuing program which we will undertake during the course of the year, with the intention to visit all regions in our country. And we'll also visit various actors and sectors, including the religious community, which played a pivotal role in the formation of the African National Congress. And in all these visits, our intention is to reconnect the ANC with its rightful owners, the people of South Africa, and to report to them on the resolutions of the 54th National Conference. And this year is the year where we'll be celebrating 100 years of Nelson Mandela as well as Albertina Sisulu. And we have spoken to the people of the Eastern Cape and have heard their concerns. And guided by the abiding legacies of selfless service of Comrade Nelson Mandela and Albertina Sisulu, we are determined to respond to them. Yesterday, we have also visited all regions in the Eastern Cape, with specific focus on Amatole region and Dr. Khubusana region. And everywhere where we went, we were received with warmth and love by the people of the Eastern Cape. We therefore are expecting ANC members and supporters across the country, specifically in the Eastern Cape, to descend in East London for the rally tomorrow. And transport has been organized, and all regions and all buses are expected to arrive not later than 5:30 in the morning. And tonight, the Progressive Business Forum of the ANC will be hosting a gala dinner to be addressed by the President of the ANC, Comrade Ramaphosa. And arrival is 17:30 for 18:30. And the President is expected to speak exactly at 19 hours. Our program on Saturday will commence with a parade led by the ANC leadership, faith-based organizations, civil society, and cultural groups. And the parade will commence at East London City Hall, exactly at 7 o'clock in the morning, and is expected to reach the stadium by 9:30. All of us, the NEC, will join that parade. It is important to note that no vehicles will be allowed at the stadium precinct, and guests will be collected by shuttle buses. And the media park and ride facility will be at the East London ICC from 5 o'clock every 30 minutes until 8 o'clock. And the national officials are expected to first greet all supporters in the overflow areas, being Jan Smuts and rugby practice fields. The program will therefore commence at 8 o'clock with cultural performances featuring some of our country's most popular artists, including Zahara, Mzwakhe Mbuli, and the Destructive Boys, among many others. The political program will start at 10 with interdenominational prayers and messages of support from the alliance partners. And the president will speak exactly at 11 o'clock. We want to stick to time because we have discussed at the NEC the importance of sticking to time. And President Zuma, in his capacity as an ex-officio member of the NEC, is expected to attend the rally. You'll remember all the presidents who have been presidents of the ANC, they are automatically ex-officios. And both President Mbeki and Motlanthe were invited, but unfortunately they are out of the country. Amongst the guests that have confirmed their attendance are the 7 kings and 1 queen recognized in the Republic. His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta of the Republic of Kenya, ambassadors from several African states, BRICS countries, Latin America, and the European Union will also grace the occasion. And the Indian National Congress has sent a representative and 4 members of parliament from the Parliament of the Republic of India are also expected to attend. And leaders of communities, including Khoisan, will also be in attendance. And in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, the ANC is confident that this January 8th celebration will be a success, and we are confident that our message to improve the lives of our people will be heard and, most importantly, implemented. Undoubtedly, this January 8th will be the beginning of us mobilizing our people for a decisive victory in 2019 elections. So I take this opportunity to thank you, and I'm sure if there are any questions, I'm sure the statement is very clear. We might have 1 or 2 questions, and we can take it from there.
Thank you very much, Comrade SG. I think that he has been very instructive then in his last comments, where he says 1 or 2 questions, with the operative words being 1 or 2. Can I see any hands? If there are any questions of clarity, I've noted you. Number 1. Any other hand? Behind there, Oluya number 3. Sam, Oluya number 2, you're number 3. I'll take 5 if we get to 5, otherwise I'll stop at 3. No other hands. Thank you very much. You may proceed.
Thank you. Thank you, SG. Just 2 questions.
Please introduce yourself first.
Okay. Sifiso Mahlangu, the New Age and ANN7. SG, I would just like some clarity. It is clear that the ANC has invested a lot of money in this week and the event of tomorrow. With the policy and the model of radical economic transformation, do you have a breakdown of how many small businesses, black-owned businesses, BEE-compliant businesses will be impacted so far as catering, security, audiovisual technology is used, and how that will benefit the black communities in this province? My second question is, with the failure to attend the January 8 events by the former presidents, President Motlanthe and President Thabo Mbeki, is the ANC concerned about this in charting a legacy for the future? Have you decided to disband them or in future uninvite them, as President Thabo Mbeki has not appeared in the January 8 statement since he was released from office? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Number 2.
Thank you very much.
Don't assume we can see you there.
SG.
Don't assume
All
we
right.
know you. We are new in office here. Please take us seriously.
Happy New Year, Kusela. SG, thank you very much. Kolim Gambi from ENCA. My question surrounds the choice of this stadium, SG. It looks quite small. Aren't you concerned about the possibility of, stampedes, people wanting to access the two stadia? Because I understand there will be an overflow as well, but they look tiny. The rationale behind that. Thanks.
Thank you. Last question in the corner.
Thank you. My name is Sam Kokeli from Bloomberg News. SG, could you please help me? Perhaps you didn't discuss this at the special NEC, but it's important to understand how the January 8th statement will be rolled out to the provinces. You have your provinces like KZN and Free State with serious questions about who leads them. How will this play itself out? Do the people who were called provincial chairmen now have the authority to act as provincial chairman? Can Sihle Zikalala hold a rally and address it in the province of KwaZulu-Natal? How is it all going to work out? Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll give over to the SG as well as the DSG.
Well, let me start with Sam. Thanks. Remember, the Free State comrades appealed. And once you appeal, you suspend whatever decision taken by the court. So there is still a PEC of the Free State, which was elected at the conference in December. The KZN also appealed the execution order, and therefore there is still a PEC. But we will be engaging both provinces as national officials, and I'm sure we want to engage and ensure that our membership don't use the courts. And the ANC this year will start resolving it, because at the national conference we have set up mechanisms to exhaust all internal processes. So there is no crisis. And that's why even for organizing for this event, we have consulted, we have engaged these provinces. As we engage them, they are the people who have mobilized the branches to attend January 8th. And so, not only, I think the ANC decides all the time that this year our event will be in this particular province. We realize that probably the stadium is small, but we have decided that to reach our people, it means if we consider the fact that we have small towns, no accommodation, we'll never reach our people. So I think we are happy that and that's why there is an overflow, so that consciously we go to our people and we can't wait for those facilities to be there. We must ensure through our deployees, wherever they are, that they create and establish us facilities. AN7 was around, what was the question? Small business. Well, radical economic transformation is going to take place. Ours as SGO is to monitor all this. And indeed, wherever we go, you can see from street vendors and in this town, in our township here, the membership of the ANC is all over. So people do actually benefit. Wherever we go, we stimulate, in a way, the economy of East London. And indeed, we are also engaging black SMMEs and black companies, whether it's sound and stage. That's what we are doing, and I'm sure we are going to ensure that as we move forward in 2018, radical economic transformation does take place. And my role with Comrade Jesse is to ensure that we monitor and ensure that all the resolutions taken are implemented by whoever is supposed to implement them. Thank you.
First of all, let me say that all the transport we're using are local transport providers. In the main, it's 25-seaters and buses. They all, none of this comes from outside of the province. It's all people who are owners of associations or their own vehicles in the Eastern Cape. So that's number one. Number two, all caterers are from, one is from Kofinvaba, the others are from Buffalo City. Small business people that we've procured. The third issue is that, just to say to you that when we don't select stadiums, that's normally done by the province. In 2009, this area was used for a very similar rally, and it was a success. We're using a track and field stadium as one of the overflows and a rugby practice stadium as well. So it's not just the main stadium, which is small, and we've acknowledged that, but the overflows and the stadium itself in all the city engineering and emergency services have assured us that it is enough for over 50,000 people. And we're not saying that that's the number of people we're expecting. We're not making any predictions to you. We'll see who comes, and we'll be grateful for filling up the stadium and the overflows. So we're not predicting numbers, but from the transport that we've procured, it looks like the number will be quite sizable of people coming. Rolling out, we normally roll out January the 8th on our website. Now, firstly, all regions, 54 regions of the ANC will be expected to hold meetings in their regions with branch representatives to not just roll out the statement, but also discuss it. And that's something they will do on their own. And all provinces are likely to have their own celebrations in every province. And that would happen over the space of the next couple of weeks.
And remember, President Kgalema was the president of the country. He's the former SG. He was not the former president of the ANC. And Comrade Thabo Mbeki, we always invite them. So it's not only Comrade Mbeki and Klante who won't be around. There might be other people who are still on holiday, others have their certain commitments. So there isn't anything to read into their absence. We will be engaging them. They are leaders of the ANC, and this year will be a wonderful year because it's a year to revive and renew the ANC. So we'll reach every member, every leader of the African National Congress.
I'll take new hands first, right at the back, number one. Number two. Don't let this opportunity go by with those who always speak. Ranjeni, you're number three. Sophie, you're number four. Okay, I'll close with you, Oli, and Sfiso in front. In that order, please. Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks. Sorry, Ed Stoddard with the Reuters News Service. I was just wondering, U.S. President Donald Trump reportedly made some very offensive and crass comments about the African continent yesterday. And I'm just wondering if Africa's oldest liberation movement has any response to that or comment about it. Thanks.
Lisa Gang, News 24 SG. I'd like to find out, maybe I didn't hear it, or maybe you did say something on it, but did you touch on the state inquiry on state capture, the inquiry on state capture in the NEC? And if so, what were the terms of reference on the inquiry? Thank you.
Number three is at the back.
Sophie Mkwena from the SABC. I just want to check whether earlier on or last year, when he was addressing delegates, the ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa indicated that January 8 statement will also be used to kickstart the ANC election campaign. How are you going to do that? And also, are you optimistic that starting that early will be beneficial?
Thank you, Kusela. I'm Ranjini Mansami from TISO Black Star. SG, I just wanted to find out what's the process from Sunday. So after the rally, what then happens? Do the officials meet from Monday? And then I believe there's the NEC and then the Lekgotla next week. Who sets the agenda for that? Because there isn't a NWC as yet. Can you just explain the process going forward? Thank you very much.
Thank you. SG, I think we're probably requesting for you to clear the air here. There are suggestions that the president, well, the now former president of the ANC, Jacob Zuma, has set some conditions around his departure, and that is that the former AU chair could possibly be the interim president in his last 2 years of his term of office. Is there any substance around those reports? Thank you.
Thank you, SG. I just want to reiterate, President Thabo Mbeki has not attended any January 8 statement since he was released from office. And I understand your point that you are engaging with any other leaders, former leaders of the ANC. But does that not paint a bad picture of the legacy of the ANC? Is it a matter that you want to expound on? If he does not attend, are you going to finally disinvite him, or what are you going to do?
Okay. I think that was the last, that was the last question. Comrade Yoshi?
Ours is not a shithole country, neither is Haiti or any other country in distress. And it is extremely offensive for President Trump to make statements about other countries that are really not complementary of the US's position or policy positions on those countries. And it's unfortunate that he makes those statements. Obviously, we're in no position to stop any president from saying anything they wish to say, but all we can say is that developing countries do have difficulties. Those difficulties are not small matters, and it's not as if the United States doesn't have difficulties. There are millions of unemployed people in the US, millions of people who don't have healthcare services or access to education, and we would not deign to make comments as derogatory as that about any country that has any kind of socio-economic or other difficulties.
Well, News 24, I think we, in terms of the state capture, we have welcomed the commission appointed, and I think that is our position. Terms and reference are not done by anybody else except, I'm sure you know who's supposed to do the terms of reference. And indeed, well, the agenda of the NEC procedurally set the agenda of the NEC, the agenda of officials, the agenda of NWC is the agenda by the Secretariat. So we will set the agenda, and obviously procedurally the agenda of any meeting is adopted by the collective. But we propose the agenda to the National Executive Committee. So the SGO, working with officials, will set up the agenda for the NEC meeting. So the standing invitation to former presidents, it's a standing invitation. And we hope to engage, we hope with humility and respect, we'll continue doing so. We won't only engage the former presidents, we'll engage many other members and veterans and stalwarts of our movement to ensure that the ANC moves on. And there isn't any substance, truly, to the rumor, whatever, I don't know where you pick it up, where the former chairperson of AU will be president. We're not going to, I'm sure as we move forward, we're not going to respond to speculations, rumors. Just take what we say as we move forward from us, because you have access to us. So let's engage. Let's not have fake news. And it was interesting during December to listen to the media analysts accepting the fact that they have not been objective. And it was an eye-opener. And we hope as we start the year, you are part of South Africa, you are part of the continent, you are journalists, you are independent, but you live on this planet F and you are in Africa. Write objectively, without fear and favor, but don't create or come with fake news. So there is no substance to the fact that the AU former chairperson will be the president. We haven't discussed such. Whatever we discuss will be for public. Yeah, I think those were the election campaign. Sophie, you know that all the time before elections or before even the election year, we are 16 months into elections. So the campaign of elections can start anytime. And as the ANC, we want to be a campaigning organization all the time. We want to stay in touch with our people, whether people will say the campaign has started or not. But this year, as we celebrate 106 years, we are starting the year and we'll heighten our campaign as we move forward.
Thank you very much, Comrade SG, Comrade DSG. Karine, I'm sure you're happy to see the SG smile. She was writing on Twitter, he doesn't smile. The SG smiles. Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not like Putin.
SG says he's not like Putin. Yeah, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. As you know, media accreditation, the collection of your tags has started at the City Hall. You are requested to please present yourselves personally, so you won't be able to collect for anybody else. We're also looking at the possibility of extending the hours perhaps to about 8 o'clock this evening for those who are traveling late, but we won't be able to do so later than that. So please bring your IDs as well as your media cards to the accreditation. Thank you very much, and we'll see you at the gala dinner, those who are coming. Please don't forget, you won't be able to drive here. Use the shuttle from the ICC from 5 o'clock in the morning until 8 every 30 minutes. Thank you very much.